Welcome to Pound for Pound ATL, arguably the best place to get facts and opinions on your Atlanta Falcons. And absolutely the best place to get your opinions in. The guys are here, the chat is ready, and the conversation starts now.
What's going on, football fans? It's me, J.R. Clark, back again with my guys for another live rendition of the Pound for Pound. Jimmy, what's going on, brother?
Hey, not much. It's your boy Jimbo Dean, a.k.a. Jimbo Slice, a.k.a. Jimmy Obama. Call me any one of those you want, but don't call me no New Orleans Saints fan. Pound ATL, that schedule getting released. What's going on, Toby?
Boy, I'm excited, boy. Like you said, schedule's getting released, and we already found out who our week one opponent is. And I know we'll get into that in the show. And probably if we go over a little bit on 8 o'clock like we normally do, the full schedule will be out here.
Mike Dub, what's up, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your boy Mike Dub this week. And these guys nailed it. Like I said, schedule getting ready to come out. And, hey, if you look around, if you're here in the great state of Georgia, you might see that we might be a little low on gas. You know what I mean? You might be able to not be able to get gas at your local, gas station. But look, don't worry. We got plenty of gas this week. Talk about right here on this show. We got plenty of gas here on the set. And I can't wait to get into it because for this to be the off season, we got a lot to touch on. And again, hopefully we can get it done in an hour.
And we'll see what happens.
So
I guess we're going to have to change the saying from all gas, no brakes to no gas, all brakes. Because we ain't going nowhere, right?
Yes, sir.
Just stuck like Chuck.
Good point.
And look, I'm going to go ahead and call
Yes,
it. I'm going to put out as close as I'm going to get to any kind of PSA or anything. If you out there with gas cans at the gas pump, y'all wrong for that now. Y'all wrong for that.
Yeah, wrong.
If y'all out there with, 5, 10 gallons and only worrying about yourself, y'all got to remember now, we're supposed to be looking out for each other around here. That's what we taught to do. That's what we're supposed to be doing is looking out for each other. But anyways, that's all I'm going to say on that. Just, keep your gas can at the house. We ain't in full grass cutting mode yet, so y'all can't be using the lawnmower as an excuse.
Right.
But now, to get into our topic, right? To get into our discussions, here in the past couple of days, we have heard from a lot of the position coaches, which is great. I don't know. I can't seem to remember hearing from this many position coaches. Maybe it's just always early in the off season and so much goes on that we forget about it. But I don't seem to remember ever hearing from the outside linebackers coach or, like you'll hear from your top coordinators, special teams, offense, defense, maybe the O-line coach. But, man, we've heard from everybody. D-line coach, running back coach, O-line coach. We've heard from everyone. And there has been some, pretty interesting tidbits. But the theme throughout the whole thing, and I don't know exactly what else we were expecting them to say, but it's been about competition. It's been about, the open competition, that there's only a few spots that are locked down at all on this whole roster. And, I could safe to say that, Matt Ryan's your starting QB. Kyle Pitts is your tight end one, day one, right? Julio Jones, if he's still on the roster by summer or by start of the league year, he's your wide receiver one. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a handful of guys that are locked in. But other than that, man, there's a lot up in the air. And for the first time in a long time, it's something that I feel like it's an actual competition. And that makes me excited that, with a fresh set of eyes of the coaches looking at these players, that we're actually probably going to get the best 53 that we got. Now, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say it's the best 53 in the league, but I really feel like the best 53 are going to be what suits up on game day. What are some of y'all's early opinions on some of these things that these coaches are talking about?
Y'all go ahead and hit it up, man.
It might.
I mean, I think, fair open competition is, like I said, it's a good theme and it's a refreshing theme. And I think, kudos to you, JR, because, as I look at kind of your breakdown on the running back position, I think, it really kind of starts there for me, because that's one of the most intriguing positions on the team, because, it's weird, man, for as I would say as good of a potential as our running backs have a potential to be, because I do think that they have a chance to be very good, to be honest. I'm not going to say great, but much improved from what we've seen. Just you look at the profile of a Mike Davis, you look at Quadre Olison, you look at this guy Javian Hawkins, who, Jimbo and I, we just gushed over his tape, So just looking at the profile of these running backs, it will be interesting to see how we just, how that collection and that stable will come out on top, because I do think this is Mike Davis's job, but I do think that looking at these other guys, man, I don't really even know how we're going to use a Cordero Patterson. Right. So it's like, can a Javian Hawkins, really be our number 2? Is that a guy that can go from undrafted to number 2? Because it looks like they're really high on him. So it's like the running back position will almost kind of tell the story. It's like a domino effect for that. Even though I do think, there are more pressing needs. Like, we need to figure out who that second corner is going to be. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many, there's so many jobs to be won, man. So it's almost like, where do we start, man? So what you guys got, Jimbo, Toby? What y'all thinking, man?
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead and go ahead. See, but that competition word is the key thing for me, because I don't want nobody to be set just because where they were drafted at and how you was picked, and because that's my guy and all that. I want everything to be wide open, because I want the best 22 on the field when it comes game time, when it comes Sunday, when it comes that first game against the Eagles. The best players from the offseason need to be on the field without no bias, without no coach's favorites or none of that. I need it to be wide open. That's going to push the guys. And the guys that are set, are supposed to be set, are the guys who think they set. You're going to get pushed, and you're going to have to work in order to be on the field with Arthur Smith. And this is the first time where I don't heard a coaching staff from the Atlanta Falcons say that, but this time I really believe they actually mean it. See, that's the difference. You know what I mean? I think they actually mean it this time, guys. And if you ain't performing, and if you ain't up to par, you ain't getting on the field. I don't care how much you get paid or what your name is. Arthur Smith already done said that. Go ahead, Toby.
So, and I'm sorry, real quick, Toby. And let me just throw one more thing on your plate as we talk about this, because you're right. But I think the timing of what you're saying really makes me think about this position. Who do we really feel like will win that nickelback position? That's a big one too. That nickel position is a big one, man. Because I hear all this talk. We want to cut Isaiah Oliver, and they seem like they see something on him that they like. To be honest with you, I'm not going to sit here and write Isaiah Oliver off. I do think that he played a lot better when they moved him inside at the nickel. I don't know what they can do and work with that on. I do think that, they want to hide this guy, but it's like, what really these guys thinking that? Because that's going to really tell us another one there.
Real quick on Isaiah Oliver, and then we keep running over Toby, and I'm going to let him talk. So, that thing on Isaiah Oliver, I bet you money Dean Pease walked up to him and handed him a whole stack of Logan Ryan tapes and said, hey, look, like this could be you. If you can get it together, this could be, this could be, your niche, your role. Like Logan Ryan was a beast for Dean Pease in Tennessee, and I'm not necessarily saying Isaiah Oliver can come out of the gate like that, but, I think that's a role that he could potentially thrive in under Pease.
Yeah.
And to touch on that running back video you were talking about, and I appreciate all y'all who watched that and gave me some comments. Like, I could have went an hour talking about the running backs, because every time I would look into a running back, that I would then end up looking at the scheme. And then that would take me. Never in my life have I ever read up and looked into an O-line coach the way I have Dwayne Ledford. I read an article, like, literally headlined entitled "The Ledford Effect," talking about everywhere this man. And I didn't even get into this into the video, and I wanted to, and I didn't. But everywhere this man has been, like, the running game has improved dramatically, and the sacks have decreased dramatically. Like, every stop that this guy has been at, there is a tangible effect to him being in the room. And so, you're like, never in my whole football life listen to me, like watching, have I ever known or really cared much about who the O-line coach was? You know, like if it wasn't for the fact I was looking into Ledford, I couldn't have told you 6 months ago who Chris Morgan actually was. Because, I mean, he had no effect, not that I saw. You know what I'm saying? My guy was getting killed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah, he have nothing.
I'm pretty excited about this coaching staff because this is really going to prove a point of how much, coaching matters, so to speak. Like, are we hanging a lot of the ineptitudes of this team over the last few years? Are we hanging it too much of it on the coaching staff of the previous? I don't think so. But this is going to show, right? You know what I'm saying? This is going to, really see.
Right.
But Toby, like I said, we ran over you a couple times. What are some of your thoughts?
Oh no, man, y'all didn't run over. Y'all good, man. Y'all good.
Go ahead.
I mean, I honestly don't think the Falcons are done building this roster. I mean, we cut Elliott Fry. He's gone. I think we got about 4 or 5 open spots right now. We're not even at 90, so they got some room for something.
Well, they got to make some room in the wallet department.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna make the room now. But they got I think they got a couple more players up their sleeve, Doc. I'm gonna tell you, Arthur Smith alluded to that in the offseason, that just like when they brought somebody else in August and how well he played for them going before the start of the season. I just don't think they're done building this roster, y'all. So it's gonna be real interesting come about June 2nd and what they're gonna do leading up into
I agree there. Yep. Well, the chat is already popping off, so I'm gonna give it to it. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it today. King J118, Joe Houston, Cornelius Bryan, Yobi, your boy Deezy. I'm about to mess that up. Woon Carter, all of them saying, what's up? What's going on, guys? We appreciate y'all being in here tonight, as always. ATM 3405 says, y'all more excited about the defense or the offense this season? I will say I'm really excited to see how this secondary looks, and I'm really excited to see how this run game looks. But if I had to pick one side of the ball, I guess I would say defense, because it's such a unknown in a sense. Like you can look back and pretty much see what you're going to get really out of Matt Ryan for the most part, as far as like how the play is going to, the numbers are going to stack out. The offense should still be good. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the offense should still be the side of the ball that you can count on. So the defense is what I'm real curious, and that makes me excited. How about y'all?
Let me tell you what John Hope said. John Hope said he's seen how different Dean Pease positions his players to make plays, and the way he uses personality is even different than he's ever seen. And he's been coaching a long time. So it really impressed him, and he can't wait to get a hold of the secondary, because this defense is surely going to confuse opposing offense. And when you got somebody that's been coaching that long in the NFL, college rank, John Hope saying something like that about another guy that's been coaching a long time, that he's impressed by the different ways that he's never seen before and how he does things, that says a lot for me.
Right. And I like I said before, I'm really enjoying listening to this set of coaches talk. I hope that keeps up going forward, but there isn't a lot of coach speak coming out of them, and I'm enjoying that. But anyway, back to the offense, defense. Mike, Jim, what y'all got on that?
You know what's funny is I was a little 50-50, but the more I thought about it, I go more defense. I'll tell you why, because we kind of gotten used to this offense being explosive. We kind of gotten used to, hey, Julio Jones getting double covered, Calvin Ridley being explosive, Hayden Hurst making plays, Mike Davis being a wrecking ball. Kind of know what you get. You know what I mean? Kyle Pitts, gosh, we know what we're getting.
That's gonna be fun.
We can see it. Oh, God, we'll talk on him a little bit later. But to answer your question, more about the defense, I would say defense from this standpoint of this, right? You look at the player profiles that we brought in, and I think it tells the story of this is a defense that, they talk the talk very well, but I could see them walking the walk also. And it starts for me with Richard Grant. When they asked Richard Grant, they said, Richard Grant, what are we getting when we get Richard Grant? He said, you're getting a dog, you're getting a player, you're getting a guy coming in ready to,
right.
You know what I mean, do whatever anybody asks me to do. That is a Dean Pease. He could turn him into a star. I don't even want to put a player comparison on him because the player that comes first to my mind is a great, and I'm just going to be honest of who I think Richard Grant could be. Now, again, Okundeji from Notre Dame, AO, I think those type of player profiles will be more exciting to watch because those will be the players that make plays for us that we haven't necessarily seen. We hadn't necessarily seen a defensive lineman able to push left tackles and right tackles backwards a little bit because one of our problems on the defensive line has been penetration. So I look forward to seeing this defense make plays in newer ways because, again, more tackles for loss, more sacks coming from everywhere, kind of similar to what we saw the second half of the season with the Falcons defense.
Right.
So for me, defense is going to be that wild card. And that's why we talk about DNP so much every episode is, it goes back to it. It's very cliche at this point. We say it again. Coaching matters. What you got, Jimbo?
And pound for pound family, y'all know it. Everybody know what I'm finna say. I'm going straight to the secondary.
My God.
Wow, Jimbo. Good job.
Way to be original, Jimbo.
I know, right, man? Don't take that show on the road, Jimbo. But anyway, I'm secondary. I'm ready to see what the defense. I'm ready to see this defense play offense. And what I mean by that, I'm ready to see the defense confuse everybody, and they got to worry more about this defense than they got to worry about our offense. In the past, teams came in, or whatever about the defense, or whatever. Let's just stop Matt Ryan and company. And that's how you used to beat the Atlanta Falcons. And if I'm wrong, y'all put it down in the comment. But I'm more excited to see what the defense in this secondary are going to do at Dean Pease. I cannot wait to see how he organizes this thing. And week from week, I ain't even going to know what's going on. Right. We already done talked about that. If I ain't going to know what's going on, that other team definitely ain't going to know what's going on. They have the game plan for our defense, and that's when our defense going to be playing offense. And I cannot wait to see them put our offense in some good field position to win some ball games. Boy, I can't wait.
No, that's it. So, I guess to answer that question, for the most part, we seem to be excited about Dean Pease and what he is going to bring to the table. Let's see. All right, let's get back into this. Archangel says Oliver was better at safety, and Pease will bring that up. When did Oliver play safety? Did I miss that?
We missed that. We all missed that. I tell you what, put the game that he played safety.
Okay, it must have just been a few snaps that I missed. No, and look, like I said, I don't look. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I don't want another corner converted into safety arc. I mean, that's me. I'm tired of that.
No, that's bad juju on this show. Matter of fact, that's another one. I put that in the cutter box. You know what? Corners getting converted to safety. We don't mention that here no more because we got safety. Anyway,
Nick G2K1 says, did y'all discuss interviews today? We've touched on it lightly, but we're going to get into it more as the show goes on. Tony Wright. What's up, Tony? He says, I'm excited about the entire rookie class, especially Okundeji and Taquan Graham from Texas. And then he also lists Richie Grant. I'm excited about these guys. I'm excited to see what they bring. Millie Mills says, what's up, y'all? What's going on, Millie? Let's see here. Melvin says, nope, that was a comment to somebody else. Speed Falcon says, the schedule is coming out in 46 minutes. We're going to get into the things that have already leaked. And like I said, if we go over a little bit, if we get the full schedule by then, and we'll talk about it. We might run a little over today for that reason. Dave says, I think at least 3 undrafted free agents make this roster. That's something that has been talked about quite a bit even before we drafted him. Terry Fontenot said that we were going to lean heavy on some undrafted free agents, and I really think, especially after watching his tapes, the connection that he has with Dwayne Ledford, I really think Javion Hawkins can make this roster. As far as any of the undrafted guys, I'll have to turn to Mike and Jim on that one. I've been so focused on this run game this last week or so. I haven't really looked into any of the other ones. Are there any other guys that jump out at you? Hey, y'all guys?
Oh yeah. And oh boy, Jimbo, we're gonna talk right back about it. It's gonna feel like we were in a video we did a couple weeks ago. But when I see the Eagles on the first game, and it's actually an undrafted free agent, I was telling these guys a little bit about Bart Mingo before the show, but it's an undrafted free agent that I do think has a chance to make this team and make an impact in week 1 against the Eagles, and that's Eli Howard out of Texas Tech. Again, please check this guy out, check his film out. Have no idea how he was not drafted. I really do feel like, again, this is another guy that if Dean Pease can get his hands on this guy, keep him focused, he learns the playbook pretty quick. If you don't know about him, just research him. Give him some time. And again, it's very bold. It sounds bold if you don't know about him. But hey, them Big 12 fans fans out here, them Big 12 pound for pound fans, y'all know about Eli Howard. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to read this comment from Dirty Birds. It says, "What's up, fellas? I'm a Dirty Bird living in Philly. Pretty stoked I get to talk some smack already now that we know week 1. We can smash them Eagles. Appreciate y'all. What y'all do. Well, we thank you for joining us, and I think we'll get into that here in a second. Toby, I'm cutting you off a lot tonight, Toby, and I apologize.
Man, y'all are listen, man. Y'all are not. Man, we not cutting you off.
What were you gonna say, buddy?
Look, listen. I don't know if you and Jimbo realize what y'all have done, Big Mike, but you mentioned 3 guys that came from Mississippi State, right? 3 linebackers, right?
Ooh, yes, sir. Come on, Toby.
Yeah, and then you just mentioned someone coming from Texas Tech. What do all of them have in common?
They play in the South?
Think about it for a minute.
All on defense.
All on defense.
Nope.
Yeah. What you got?
Offense.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're in a world where that air raid offense is really taking over the NFL in this modern NFL. So you got guys that you're bringing in that are already adaptable to the spread offenses because they go against these spread offenses all the time and they play against them all the time. So now you bringing these guys in who can run, got the speed, can hit, and you need those guys when you get ready to go up against these teams that we're going to talk about tonight if we run over. And all those have in common the spread offense, especially one of the pioneers that's over there at Mississippi State.
Right. Oh, no question about it. And I was thinking about them 3, and they played in SEC ball. But you know an undrafted free agent that played in the SEC as well? Huh? His name is Felipe Franks.
Oh, you going to uncork that one.
Y'all just hold on.
Now, hold on. Chat is blown up. Go ahead, Jimbo.
Get him.
You done blew it up. Boy, hold on. Look, y'all. I'm going to be quiet right now, y'all. Jimbo got something to tell y'all.
So, okay, the message board, that chat about to probably blow out the screen, but either way it goes, I'm with it. Frank on. But I'm going Felipe Franks, man. Played in the SEC, throw the ball around, big guy, Matt Ryan, prototypical type of guy. Now, Toby, bring it up. Just in. Spread. The guy's finna sit and learn. Now, I ain't saying he can come in and make no day 1. So y'all don't put that on me. But sitting behind a Matt Ryan and learning from a Arthur Smith, a low-key quarterback whisperer. I done said this before. Tannehill was almost a bum. He was almost a bust. And pretty much down the road.
He was a backup.
I think if Mariota would have stayed around a little longer with Arthur Smith, he would have rebounded. That's what I think. Now, I'm looking for him to do as a project with Felipe Frank. I'm looking for free. This is a new start for Felipe. And he got the NFL measurables like no other. I'm trying to tell y'all. So please, I'm telling you, y'all can say what y'all want to say about me, but I'm okay with it. I'm all right because Felipe Franks is on the Atlanta Falcons team, and if he's on my team, and y'all hear me say this all the time, I want him to do good, and I want him to succeed. He ain't gonna come in and make no noise day 1, but later on down the line, y'all better watch out, man. Y'all better watch out for left.
Jimbo, I'm on the train with you, so hey, if it's just us 2 riding, then it's all good.
Look.
Hey, look, I'm standing at the station.
I got good news. Look.
I'm debating if I'm gonna buy a ticket. Okay.
Wait a minute, JR. Wait a minute. Now look, I got 2 good knees today.
You good?
I'm good at tear ACL with a pick. But I tell you what, just because of what Jimbo said and Toby D going, you could put me on the Felipe Franks train. I'll tell you what, just hear me out. It's one of those where I'm a used car salesman right now. A lot of people, they already probably turned off now. They don't want to hear us talk no more because we're talking about Felipe Franks in a positive light. But guess what? For those of y'all that have stayed on, hear me out. I like this guy because you talk about rebounding. A guy that his career was kind of shot for dead for a little bit at Florida. I think he came in very highly recruited, really hyped, had some good games in the Florida Gators uniform. Let's not, get it twisted. Now, did lose his job to another NFL, quarterback in Kyle Trask. So no offense there, but I really like the job he did with the Arkansas Razorbacks. From the standpoint that was a losing culture. That man went to a losing culture and helped be a part of winning. So one, he went to a place where he knew that this is an SEC team that had lost. They had only won a game or 2 games the year before. So he knew that he wasn't working with a whole lot. So he took what he had and he did the best he could with it and almost made that team a bowl eligible team. And if you follow the SEC, Arkansas even being a bowl eligible team is something where, you know what? Yeah, I do see a lot of Jameis Winston in his tape a little bit. A lot of, you don't know what you get. He can make a beautiful throw one play, and then it's like, dude, can you not hit that guy running the 6-yard out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a 6-yard out, but you can throw a 70-yard dart on a beeline. So, I do think, though, to Jimbo's point, Arthur Smith being a quarterback whisperer, no pressure on him. I think he is a guy that will perform better than average in the preseason, and he is going to be one of my favorite players to watch in the preseason. So with 2 good knees, put me as the third wheel on that Felipe Franks train. JR, whatever you want to do.
Look, all I'm saying is I'm standing at the counter of the train station debating if I'm going to buy a ticket. Okay? I know that the train is coming around the corner, and I ain't got a lot of time. But I will echo Jimmy's sentiment. He's on the Falcons. So, if he makes this roster, I want him to succeed. And if he can, if he can beat out A.J. McCarron as the BPA clipboard holder, I am fine with that for the next few years. Even if it turns into a deal where, maybe he is your bridge player for a year or 2 or something. It's not completely unheard of for an undrafted quarterback to make it a la Tony Romo. And you might as well lump Tom Brady in there too. A 6th-round pick is close enough to being undrafted in my book, so you do have examples in the modern era of football that have made it. They're just so few and far in between. But if there's a guy who could, he seems like he's in a perfect situation to go about it. Now, I will say this, Jimmy, the chat is agreeing with you. I'm seeing things like Felipe the Truth. Archangel's talking about he agrees with Jimbo. King J says talking about he's a little raw, but definitely has the tools to work with. He even, before you brought it up, he even asked us what our thoughts on Frank were. So
here we go.
Yeah, so all I'm saying,
don't get it twisted at all. Don't get it. You just talked about the people who said something positive. It's
no,
somebody
it's
over
walking
there
hold on.
right now.
It's big truck trap star says we're smoking some good gas. So it's that gas we're hoarding. I got my gas can over here. It's that gas we hoarding.
Okay, big truck trap star.
But anyway,
all right.
So
I like that.
I will say this though. As far as if he comes in and plays well in the preseason, and then I have to hear about Felipe Franks starting over Matt Ryan this whole season, I'm gonna start throwing things at y'all.
That's your thing.
No, we in bad shape then. No, that's not a no.
Look,
we in bad shape.
We ain't going that. Yeah, we can't go that far.
Long as we in agreement there, okay? Long as we in agreement.
No, I'm jumping off the train now. We start talking.
I got a question for y'all. It was a question one of y'all asked before we got on air, but I got a question for y'all. What is a Barkevious Mingo thing? Anybody? That was a quote from
one of y'all kick it off.
Falcons outside linebacker coach Ted Monachio. Ted, I'm gonna call him Ted Latte because that's what that word looks like. Ted Latte.
Yeah.
He says Barkevious is a guy who can do Barkevious Mingo things. That's a very profound statement if you don't know what a Barkevious Mingo thing is.
Nah, he definitely should have said on the field or off the field because I'm really starting to think he's saying something off the field type of locker room type of coaching on the field type of stuff. Because I know Albert Mingo, that's all he got to get off. I ain't seen no other kind of pass rush moves. I mean, his lackluster bull rush was kind of lackluster there. But obviously, like you said before we got on the air, JR, he's still in the league. He's still getting contracts. His service is still needed. So it's something he's doing right. So maybe they know, maybe they have a plan for him where they're going to maximize what they can do with him. So they're more excited about that, and they just going to call it his thing. And if that's how they going with it, whatever that thing is on the Atlanta Falcons now, and I'll take it. Keep it a secret weapon, whatever.
But wait a minute. And listen, you know what? I'm a bang the gavel on Bart Mingo though, because what I think is Bart Mingo things is actually something I got to give. I got to go to old Jimbo Slice, because Jimbo Slice was the one that made me aware that he was a special teams captain, and he was one of those guys that to me strikes me as a glue guy, right? You know, he's one of those guys that is absolutely critical for this defense in the turnaround because he's seen things in the league. You know, the fact that he's a first-round pick with longevity shows that he'll do whatever it takes. So having a Swiss Army knife that has actually performed in this league, actually has put positive NFL film and wants to play football. Let's be honest, because the last Swiss Army knife we had was real dull. I'm not going to tell you who the last Swiss Army knife we have. We just know that he not playing on a football team right now. So I get real hesitant when I see guys that are built like Bart Mingo. But again, I know what we're getting out of Bart Mingo, and that's a good, tough guy. I think he'll kind of play that Leroy Reynolds type role of just, a guy that's just going to get everybody ready to go. And you need those kind of guys because we are a defense in need of an identity. So he's a good start in that in that area.
No, I agree. And some of the other quotes, I think Latte was trying to redefine what he meant there. And it says, he says, on defense, like I said, to find a 6'5", 245 guy that can run like crazy and cover and unwind things, and think while he's running that fast, those things are valuable. In this system especially, we're going to need guys that can do that. So there's that talk about that get off, that you brought up, Jimmy.
That's what he got. That's what he got.
It is very much what he has. Is that get off? He was one of the first in the first line really of the 45, 245, 230 pound pass rushers that went high, and I don't know if he's necessarily gotten a fair. I don't know. I hate to say at this point in time, he's been in the league since 2013. He is what he is at this point. I don't see anybody really unlocking any potential. Maybe using him in a new way, maybe. But he seems like a special teams guy, like a special teams like Demon that can give you some quality reps here and there on the defense. But like you said, is a glue guy, So
Right.
Oh, sorry about that. No. One of the things that I'm excited about, I was trying to find the quote again. Talking about the fixing the pass rusher. Now, Toby, you alluded to something while we were on chat during that Barkevius Mingo. I'm gonna see if I can't pull up this pass rushing quote. What were you alluding to earlier about somebody that you think can help help there?
Well, so Big Mike asked me about a guy I think that Mike can turn things out for us, and I'm going with JT Merritt.
There you go. There you go.
I think this guy can be my James Harrison of the Atlanta Falcons, undrafted, has the potential, the speed, the get off, everything that you need to have success in the NFL at the next level. And now you're going to put him with Dean Pease. I think you got a guy sneaky that can get you 7 to 10 sacks. I'm going off. I'm just going to throw it out there because I think he had 4 last season, if I'm not mistaken. So what's 3 to 6 more to add on to it? I really think this guy has a huge upside, and he's been putting in a lot of work in the all season as well. If you've been watching any of the clips that's been put up, via Twitter from
Oh
his
yeah,
Instagram
he's been working his butt off.
account and stuff like that. So
we just had two
yeah.
quick tips come in. One from Delilah HD. She tipped us $50, and that's crazy. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
She says, "Love the show, long time fan." Thank you very much. We appreciate it
Delilah,
so much.
thank
on
you.
that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Fred
that.
Butts added in a $5 tip, and it says, "Do y'all think Quadre will start? Arthur seems to love him. I don't know if I get the sense that he loves him, but I definitely get the sense that he's going to get a fair shake." That's something, and I said that in that running back video that I did. You know, Quadre Olison is the running back that I'm excited for. You know, I think he's a guy that can come in and give some more than quality production. I like the film that I saw on him while he was in college. He, you know, in his rookie year had 4 rushing touchdowns for the Falcons, and then just become an afterthought with this coaching staff. So Quadre is a guy I'm very excited for. He's in his 3rd year. He knows that he's pretty much in do or die, you know, time. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Kitchens has a relationship with one of the coaches there at Pitt, so that, you know, and he alluded to that, saying the information that he was able to get on Quadre Olison there because of that relationship. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is Quadre Olison's actually a guy that can either start or not make this team. So you're right. If there's one enigma on this team, it's Quadre Olison. Because if we brutally honest, Mike Davis is going to be, like I said, he's going to be a dog offensively. But again, if there's a guy that's just perfect for Arthur Smith's scheme, it's Quadre Olison. I mean, perfect prototype, perfect body type, the way he runs. Yeah. I mean, he's perfect for it. But again, what I don't know. I've been hearing it just seemed like, you know, it's rookie minicamp, but that Javian Hawkins, his name is starting to. It's just gonna be hard to deny a guy like that, though, man.
It's gaining steam like there is no other. I mean, and
his name definitely keeps popping up in coaches' mouths. Like, we haven't necessarily got into in-person stuff, but Wallace Smith says, "Do y'all think we carry 5 running backs on the 53-man roster?" I will say this.
I think
if we carry 5, it's only going to be because Cordell Patterson is listed as a running back. Does that make sense?
Right. There you go.
Okay,
there
so if they go with a 4-man room, or I guess you could say it's a 5-man room, I would say it's, you know, Mike Davis, Javian Hawkins, Cordell Patterson, and Quadre Olison. And then Huntley, I don't know. I don't know if Huntley actually.
Yeah, Caleb Huntley. I think he's gonna have to wait. He might have to wait. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting offseason training.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this running back room. Why do you think I sat there for a week? Like just my brain would not let this running back room go. I tried to get into doing some research on the defensive side of the ball, stuff like that, and I just, every time I tried, I couldn't do it because my brain just kept going back to the scheme, the you know, zone blocking scheme, the differences in outside zone, inside zone scheme, what a split zone scheme was. You know what I'm saying? It was just that running scheme.
But maybe I'm a little awkward here, man. But I really feel like the receiving room is so good that you can't really have more than 3 running backs, to be honest with you. Because I think with a guy like Frank Darby, you know, because here's the thing: as much as we talk about running the ball, a guy like Darby, man, that's a guy that you can just get a ball as a rookie and just let him get the ball in the reverse and see what he does with it. You know, guys like that. You know, so you know, my thing is this: it's like with a Cordero Patterson, you know, kind of having that different type of skill set. It's like, it's going to be 3 hard-fought spots, and it's going to be guys get. But I, you know, look, another thing too, I would not count Caleb Huntley out either, though, because again, you look at another running back that's cookie cut. Caleb Huntley is another guy that could come in there and turn heads because he runs hard. But that boy is angry.
Okay, first of all, Ball State needs to step up their game as far as getting their film on YouTube. My God, trying to find
Ball State
film on Caleb Huntley was dry. It had me tweeting Ball State directly. Like, do y'all got any film? Because my God, I can't find nothing on this guy. But
come on, Ball State, get it together.
But what little bit I did see of Caleb Huntley, he is like a hard-nosed runner. He has somebody compared him to like a Jerome Bettis type running, and I compare it to more like a Marshawn Lynch. Like he seems to be running off balance all the time, but that's his style.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if he can come in and show that he's more than just that, because I think he's gonna have to beat out Hawkins, because I think Hawkins gives you that speed, and could potentially give you the catching ability, even though that's not something he did a ton of in Louisville. He didn't have a ton of receptions, but that might be an untapped potential there, right? So. So we're going to see, and that might be an untapped potential in Arthur Smith's scheme, because Derrick Henry was an okay receiver coming out of the backfield, but that was not something you were asking Derrick Henry to really do. So that might be like an untapped potential out of the scheme. All right, let's get back into chat here for just a minute. Let's see. Archangel says Quadre never got a fair chance. Well, he's going to get one. I really feel like he's going to get one.
Right.
This is it.
Right.
Let's see. I Am Solomon says he questions Olison's vision. I don't know. Like, it's hard to go back, like, especially when you go back and watch Pitt at that time. They didn't have necessarily a great offensive line. So if you go back and watch and try to judge it off of that, then it's like, was it the O-line letting pressure, letting people penetrate too quickly, or was it his vision? But I will say this, the zone blocking scheme does real well about making running backs look real good, Right.
Real good. Yeah.
Let's see. Ghost Pepper says, linebackers coach Frank Bush said if Deion Jones' ability to blitz, knowing how much Dean Pease believes in blitzing from all over, that they're going to lean on Jones' experience blitzing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to come from all over the place. I think his blitzing, somebody brought up, one of the position coaches brought up Michael Walker. I think that's a guy who could be another Swiss Army knife, coming from a bunch of different platforms, doing a lot of different things, because he was all over the field in college, played snaps at safety, inside linebacker, pass rusher. So he's another one of my guys who I really want to see succeed and see what Pease can do with him.
Yes, sir.
They seem real high on their linebacker group. I absolutely that they really feel and have a serious vision on how they want to use these guys. And I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Archangel says Huntley is a beast and he is bigger than Hawkins. Oh yeah, everybody in that running room, back room is bigger than Hawkins. Like Hawkins tips the scale
I
like
might be bigger than
195. My left leg is bigger than Hawkins. Okay, so. But what Hawkins brings you is the speed. That's something that even the running backs coach said. He was like, Hawkins brings that speed element that we don't necessarily have. And there's a part of me that thinks he makes it on the roster on that alone, because they're going to want that.
Speed and speed and quickness.
Joaquin Dunham says, don't doubt Hawkins. He may be, he's been doubted from high school. I do find it hilarious that all these players that have been doubted from high school end up in the league. How?
Yeah.
If
that chip on that.
I understand, but it seems like everybody's been doubted. I've been doubted from high school. Well, you hear. So obviously somebody didn't doubt you.
Yeah, but you know what? But I gotta speak to that though. You know what? A lot of time that goes into coaches though, because you know what? A lot of these coaches, man, like you think about it like this. There was a coach that told Kyle Pitts, "You'll never make it a tight end." Coaches say stupid stuff though. They tell people that, like, you know what? I look at you, Kyle Pitts. He'll never make it a tight end. The boy is 6'6", 240. Like, what are you looking? I mean, true enough, he may not have been that then. But it's like coaches say things where it's like, I was doubted. Like, that's what he mentions. Like, I guarantee you ask Kyle Pitts, what was it for you? It was that one coach
like back
in
second grade.
11th grade. And guess what? That coach gets his 15 seconds of shine because he was the coach who doubted the star. Yeah, it's always one of those guys. So,
I'm just saying, it seems like everybody's been doubted from day one. And I'm like, well, hold on now.
That's true.
Y'all can't
That's
all
true.
been doubted because if you were,
He ran a
you
4.3.
wouldn't be here.
And plus, right, and you ran a
Right.
4.3.
Ain't nobody
4.4.
really
We
doubting
ain't
you
doubting
that
you that
much.
much,
I mean,
you know.
just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Let's go to
I-
let's talk about
Oh, go ahead.
Javian. I'm gonna say Javian Hawkins'
What you
nickname
got?
real quick, and I'm gonna throw it back to you, Toby. And they call him
PlayStation.
PlayStation. I don't know.
I
That's
like
a
it.
great nickname. I love it. I can't wait to call him PlayStation. And when he playing in the game, go ahead, PlayStation. Get it, Toby.
And now what I was gonna say is credit to you guys for the Darren Sproles
Yes.
comparison, because that right there, Doc, I think you're on to something. Now, one of the things when Darren Sproles got with the New Orleans Saints, he killed you on them swing passes, Doc.
Oh,
If Drew Brees couldn't find nothing down that field, he hit Darren Sproles on them swing passes, and he would wear you out for about 25, 30 yards.
And we ain't never had that kind of skill set on this team, on our offense. And like you said, now we talk about comparisons. Now, you talk about untapped potential. Yeah, shame on Louisville for not using him in that way. But when you got some of those PlayStation intangibles, he's one of those guys that we don't have enough of, which is if he's one-on-one in a situation, more than likely he's going to win. So you're right. Swing routes, we don't need him to, they're like, oh, he don't look in the outside scan. You're right, but give me him on them swing routes like we do Darren Sproles. Because you got to think about it as Falcons fans. How have we been killed over the years? You look at Kyle Pitts and you look at what Jimmy Graham did, when you say, how have we been killed? It's another one. You think about all those slant routes that Darren Sproles caught on us and all those out the wheel routes up the seams and stuff that he caught on us, and you say, well, look, we're starting to bring some of that in, which is why we not only had the number one draft class, but also, as we talked about earlier, number one undrafted free agent class as well. So you might as well consider Javian. Exactly, and that's why you might as well consider Javian Hawkins just another draft pick who just didn't get his name called on draft day, because we got a steer. You think about it, he was the number one player of all of the undrafted free agents as well. So, like you said, the Darren Sproles comparisons is real. So, again, they are. Shout out to Terrio, and the F stands for fun.
All right, so
to me, because I'm loving it. I'm having fun.
All right, so I'm gonna jump back in chatting in, and then the full schedule has been released, so we can go ahead and go over that if we want to go. If we want to go that route. Adam Holloway, the friend of the show, Adam Holloway, he says, "What's up? What's going on, buddy? Glad you're in here tonight."
Adam,
Tony Wright says, rookie Dahlman and Mayfield add good quality depth. Yeah, I'm excited about those guys for sure, especially after listening to Ledford talk about them. If y'all hadn't seen that interview, y'all should go back and look at that for sure. Well, Wakeem says he sees Sproles and a little bit of work done at times with Javian Hawkins. So that Sproles connection, that's an interesting one. Jamal says, what do y'all think about the comments that the the outside linebackers coach said about Fowler? The one that made me interested is the defensive end coach said he wouldn't comment on Fowler because he was an outside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Now that said a good bit to me there. And then the outside linebacker coach said, what did he say? That's what it was. He can't wait to get his hands on him. So that was very interesting. So Joseph Thornton says, Gerard Sheffield says, what's up, pound for pound? That's what's going on. We had another late addition. Somebody said, I think it was Genuine Music, just jumped in and said, what's up, fellas? What's going on? Adam Holloway, our wealth of defensive knowledge, says Fowler fits the 3-4 defense that we're going to run.
There we go.
So it makes sense the way Pease uses his edge on stunts and stunts. All right. I agree. He does fit that a lot better. All right. Well, let's jump into this schedule since we got it in front of us. We know that right off the rip we're playing the Eagles at home. We open up home opener. Then it looks like we go on the road to Tampa Bay. So we'll get Tom Brady early. Then we go up to New York for the Jets.
That's good.
And then we're back at home week 4 against Washington. That's going to be an early test for that offensive line right there playing Washington.
And I think we play the Jets in London, though. I think that third game, might be in London. Which
no, you're talking about that's the Giants. We play week 3. Week 5 is the Jets. The Jets in London. So
okay. Oh yeah.
Then we go on a bye week. So we got an early bye this year. Week 6 bye.
These are some winnable games, though. I'm sorry.
Right now, right off the rip. Like, the only thing that scares me right off the rip is obviously Tampa Bay, because of they brought everybody back. So unless they're suffering from that Super Bowl hangover, which they might be.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Let's just stop right there with Tom Brady, though. They still have not seen Kyle Pitts yet, and they would not be able to game plan for Kyle Pitts yet. So I do think, with all things being equal, now here's the thing: we see Tampa Bay late in the year because that's when Tom Brady starts that warm up, and starts the pre-GOAT prep playoff. He morphs into the different person that he's going to do, regardless of how the season works out. But early in the season, they still not going to have a answer for Kyle Pitts. It's going to take probably 5 or 6 games before they figure out how they even want to guard this guy. So I would say the timing of that is a little bit favorable. But I'm sorry, there's more teams.
When we come off the bye, we go at Miami and face the Dolphins. Then we come back home for the first go-round with Sam Darnold and the Panthers on week 8.
Okay.
And then we go November 7th to New Orleans, and that's not a primetime game. I think one of the New Orleans games is a primetime. But week 9, we go down to Stinky Town and play the Aints. And then they're going to keep right on driving and go visit Dan Quinn in Dallas at week 10. And we're going to see if we can't bust up that cover 3 shell he's got. And eat up. See by then if he's figured out how to cover a tight end.
What gas stand for? Getting
almost sacks. Then we come back home to face Mac Jones / Cam Newton of the Patriots. And then week 12, we'll see Trevor Lawrence of the Jags.
Okay.
And that is at Jaguar. I really thought the Jags was going to be our London game. But so I was.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So anyway, so we face them. And then we come back home.
I'm sorry, wait, we play the Fighting Tim Tebow's?
Oh, no, the Fighting Tim Tebow's. Listen, don't you? You're going to start something there.
He ain't on our team, so screw it. Anyway, we got a tight end. Right. We like our tight end. Anyway.
Week 13, we come back home and play the Bucks.
Right.
Then go up to Charlotte and play the Panthers. Then we go out to San Francisco, play them in week 15. Yeah, that's going. I don't like going out West Coast, right?
No, not LA.
Week 16, we got Detroit. Now here's Adam's game right here. Week 17, January 2nd in Buffalo.
Oh yeah, you on your own, never Adam.
Right, exactly. Yeah, please look. I may even send you a pound for pound hat to wear that day, because I am not going to Buffalo. I like my warm weather.
That's gonna be. Yeah, that's going to be whiteout conditions.
That's going to be rough.
Is there any back-to-back home games?
Let's see. Hold on.
It seems like we're going to be doing a lot.
Now, we're going to finish up our season prime time against no, it's not even prime time there. I'm going to go back and see how many prime time games we have. Week 18 is Saints at home. So let's see here. At versus at. At versus at versus okay. Well, no. The one time we would have had it would have been the London game, because we're hosting the London game. So it's versus, but the Jets game's in London. So no, we don't have any back-to-back home games this year. That's always tough right there. Now we are being ranked as having like the 4th easiest schedule. So.
Yeah, but these are some games where look, like I put it like this: the last couple of years, man, it's been brutal in terms of the hands we've been dealt with lackluster coaching. So I do think that, look at the way this offense is currently constructed. I think that's why we look at the offseason. It's more for me. Maybe we can go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and State of the Union this guy. It's for me. when I look more ahead at the next 4 to 5 months, it's really all around. It's back to Dean Pease. I'm going to keep mentioning Dean Pease. This is an offense that, to me, again, games are not played on paper. Looks like they'll be able to compete in every last one of those games. So ultimately, if you look at the way this team is currently constructed, you look at even the draft for these other teams, we will be a competitive team. This is why I'm glad that we didn't try to, tank for all intents and purposes. Right. Because this is the team. This is a team that, again, I see a fringe playoff team just from afar before rookie minicamp, all of that kind of stuff. But we'll see how this thing works. But for me, looking at that schedule, getting to Tampa Bay early, I think we'll know a lot about this team.
Yeah, I think
real early.
This offensive line is going to get right out the gate is going to get some good tests with the Eagles' defensive line and with Tampa's defensive line.
Right.
So we're going to get a good evaluation pretty quickly with where the offensive line is currently at. Stu the Pepperhead done tipped us $5. He said, to real ATLians, shrimp and grits or fish and grits? And where to find the goat chow in the dirty before the game. Okay, I'm going to need some education here. I don't know what goat chow is. So somebody going to have to educate your boy on goat chow. Now, as far as shrimp and grits or fish and grits, I am a shrimp and grits guy. You give me the, low country style, with the Cajun seasoning, good stuff. I'm starting to get into fish. Not really been my thing. But yeah, I don't know what goat chow is. So Stu, you're going to have to help me on that.
I'm fish and grits myself. I got to have fish and cheese grits. But that's me.
And me, I'm a little bit of the shrimp and grits guy myself. I do like my shrimp cooked a little Cajun style. I like my grits Parmesan, a little Parmesan on the grits. I do like them a little bit creamier. Shout out to the people who like the Flying Biscuit in Atlanta. I like them creamy just like the Flying Biscuit have them. So shrimp and grits is one of those things that it's got to be done right. Because it's a Southern dish that whoever thought to put it together, I like where their mind was at that day because it's good stuff. What you got, Toby?
I'm fish and grits, man. I'm like,
okay, I got you.
Yeah, like fish and grits and all that. Yeah, okay. That's me.
He's talking about a goat chow, like as in like the greatest of all time. Like, what do you want to eat before the game? I am a steak man myself. Anytime I can get my hands on a good steak, that's where I'm at.
Matter of fact, that's probably a good question. So, what y'all guys on? Jumbo, what's your pregame? What you like to chew on, man?
Oh man, I'm trying to. I'm hot dogs and hamburgers. I want me a good hot dog. I want me some good hot dogs and some chili.
Understood there. Yeah, no, I like it.
Okay,
Toby D.
Chili.
I'm all about my wings.
Yeah,
man.
come on.
I can eat, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't eat before the game because I can't. I've gotten better, but I'm usually all game, and then I'll eat in halftime or after the game is over. Eat some wings, man.
Right,
some hot wings, a lemon pepper. So.
And hopefully, if we get back to tailgate,
nice,
man, shout out to the tailgaters because boy, man, I can't wait. And listen, y'all tailgate. Y'all don't be stingy. Y'all let me, hey, look, we'll pull up on your tailgate. Anyway, another conversation for another day. But I'm like, Toby, man, give me some good roasted wings. And we good to go. Lemon pepper, because this is a lemon pepper city, and extra lemon pepper.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you give me some lemon pepper wet. That's some good stuff right there. That's some good stuff right there. Y'all making me want some wings, man. Come on. All right, anyway. Adam Holloway brings up points. Says, I know we have a Thursday night game, which is the Patriots game. He says, but do we have any other primetime games? And no, we do not. That is it.
And I'm
that's the only one.
This travel schedule is hard. This is a serious travel schedule, y'all. I mean, this is worse than I remember in years past. The only other time we've had that is some years ago when we had to travel in different places and we didn't have a lot of back-to-back home games, man. And
a lot of travel.
Man, but I like to travel though. I like to travel with this Virginia because I think that you're gonna spend a lot of time together building them teams and brotherhoods. Because a lot of times the chemistry is built sometimes on these trips, and I think that they're gonna spend a lot of time with each other to really figure out what we have. To be honest with you, so I don't even look at it as a bad thing because at that point in the season, traveling at that point, everybody gonna be beat up, bruised, all that kind of stuff. So it's like it won't matter. As long as these boys ready to play.
Millie Mills says, speaking of food, we got 4 or 5 rookie QBs, and he throws up the plate and fork. He says, "Dig in, fellas." That's it, man. I'm really that's one of the more exciting aspects is Dean Pease facing off against rookie QBs. That's something we're gonna have to dig into. How has Dean Pease fared against rookie QBs in his career? I bet you it's pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
we're gonna have to do like a show just on like food because there's some good stuff popping off. People talking about like dry rub and stuff of that nature on the wings. I like the dry rub stuff. Exactly. That
drums or flats. I'm sure that's a show in itself. Do you do drums or flats?
All,
that can start a fight.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now.
I do everything.
If you ain't going to the store yourself and buying the whole wing, you can save yourself so much money if you'll just take a knife and cut them things yourself. It don't take long.
Yep.
Like, anyway, sorry. You're right. That's a whole nother topic. But then you smoke them. Smoked wings. Holy Pete. Yes. Oh, man. Making my mouth water.
You about to making me hungry over here.
Well, we might have to have a tailgate.
We may have to. Like, we might do something like that. Like that first week, we might do like a tailgate show or something. Student Pepperhead's over here talking about drums with buttermilk marinade with fresh chilies. Now, I've never buttermilk marinated wings. I have buttermilk marinated chicken. Like just straight up and down, like marinated that buttermilk fried chicken is good stuff. Good stuff. Uncle Jovian says they'll be moving us to primetime games if we end up being a top team. That's also possible. If we start making some noise,
earn it.
We could be flexed into a more of a primetime spot. Brandon Levy says, extrapolate on the good grilling. Brandon, if you don't follow me on Twitter, you should definitely follow me on Twitter. Because we do have especially during the summer, I got a set up on my back porch. I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 or 5 different cooking apparatuses on my back porch. And I ain't saying I'm some kind of grill master. I just really enjoy it, and so I do be putting up pictures on that stuff.
I be seeing some of them pictures, and man,
actually, you know what? Yeah, it seemed like pound for pound family. We got a lot of culinary people out there, man. Throw some of these recipes out there, and I know some of them is southern in nature. I know somebody has probably got some Coca-Cola chicken or something going on just out there. Honestly, man, you're right, because we can talk about this all day. Matter of fact, we need to have a show. We just talk about food because y'all getting fired up right now.
Ghost Pepper says, do teams always get by immediately following an international game? Seems like they should, but not sure if it's actually something that always happens. I don't know if it's always happening, but it's definitely happening for us this year. After our bye or after our international game, we get a bye. I like the bye to be more in the middle of the season, but I guess an early bye is better than a late bye. I don't know.
I like the early bye because it gives us a chance to, if we need to fix stuff, we can fix it earlier instead of letting the season get away from us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, having that week 8 to 18 to week 10 or 11 bye and the season don't got away from you, get earlier chance to fix some things to prepare you hopefully into the playoffs.
Hayden Hughes put up a comment that says Dean Pease needs to make a YouTube series where he's cooking wings and talks about defense, and he can call it Wing and Peas. Hey, I'll produce it for him. How about that? Look, if y'all ain't listened to that one episode that we put out where Dean Pease did that podcast, I listen to that man talk about defense all day. All day. Let's
all
see.
Day long.
There was something else that I saw that I wanted to get into. I don't know. I guess that I'm not seeing it anymore. Okay. Well, no. Yeah. The lack of primetime games is something that's a little baffling, but I get it. We haven't been very good the last 3 seasons. I do find it interesting that I think I saw somebody put up that the Saints have 4 primetime games. Hey, Drew Brees' Saints have 4 primetime games. That's
because of their
Yeah,
past
true.
wins.
I
mean, you
past success.
And plus,
you know what? And you know what? To be honest with you, you know what? Our running game is why we don't have it in primetime game. Like when you average, 2.8 yards a carry, 3.1 a carry. People don't want to see that, but we'll get, like you said, we earn that. We'll earn prime time, to be honest with you. And I like us to float under the radar because we haven't proven anything yet. So,
yeah.
But we'll get there, because that's what we.
I'm very much.
That's what we got time to pontificate.
Yeah, I'm very
about.
much for flying underneath the radar. That is always.
Yes,
somebody
sir.
has thoughts on potential free agent vets that could come in and help. I think Jarrell Casey's still out there. I think. But I haven't necessarily looked into. I know Kenny Vaccaro's still out there.
Right.
Yeah, Justin Houston's still out there as far as
we can't afford
right.
those
But we're
guys.
gonna have to make some room to even get our rookies signed. So it'd be interesting to see what they do if they can bring in anybody of actual import. Jimmy, I think you might get crazy.
So what happened?
See what he's saying. I'm gonna kill that. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. We done bumped up over an hour, and we were able to talk about the schedule. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a real great season. A lot of things to look at. We got rookie minicamp coming up this week, so we'll have a lot more to talk about next week when it comes to that.
Yep.
And yeah. So as always, y'all can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Grim1128. Also, if y'all don't know about it, we got a Patreon, which will give you access to a pound for pound chat, and which we would love to have more people in there and chatting with us on that, and also access to exclusive videos that we're going to be doing in the future, whether it be music videos if Toby's feeling itchy or what have you. Or just like access to different film breakdowns kind of stuff. But anyway, somebody saying Mike Dove's Twitter link is broke. It is Mike_Dove. I'll try to fix that Twitter link. But anyway, Jimmy, what's your Twitter handle, bud?
At Jimmy Obama, JIMMYOBAMA. And
Mike, you need to get yourself fixed.
But anyway, man, I almost said. Go ahead, Toby. I almost said somebody. Go ahead, Toby.
Toby 1991. I'm actually thinking about doing an extension. I'm putting out a think tank on Monday, but I'm going to do a further extended film breakdown that I want to put on the Patreon. So you want to check that out, about Matt Ryan and this offense.
Mike Dove, tell him your unbroken link. What is your...
Hey, man, follow your boy, Mike, MIKE_DUB, unbroken. Holla at me. I'll holla at you back. You know me. I love retweeting stuff. And again, I might even tell you my thoughts. But follow your boy.
All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. And as always, Falcons fans, rise up.
Rise up.